Hi, I'm Val Dewar here for the sportingnews.com to interview Jared Brooks, the one championship interim strawweight champion, formerly undisputed, ahead of his fight with Reece McLaren at One Fight Night 26. So, Jared, how's your camp been, brother? And how's the family?
Been great, man. Got a little bit of balance now into my life. I can be home with my daughter, and then when my wife is home, I can go and train. So that's pretty much the fighter life, man. And I've really enjoyed it. And this training camp has been really enjoyable too, because all I've done is just try to get bigger and stronger and better. And I think that I eat, people deplete. At the end of the day, if Reece wants to deplete himself to get down to a weight class that isn't even his, that's perfectly fine with me. I'm gonna still come at him at a million miles an hour, still saying monkey God, just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, I mean, mentioning the kid, you seem like almost like positively glowing having your kid here with you during the interview. It's awesome to see. I mean, I've watched you for years, so the evolution is nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, for this one, I mean, you mentioned the size difference. You're the interim champ at strawweight, but fighting a flyweight. Does this mean, with the belt vacant, you see a future at flyweight potentially?
100%. I think that I just put myself in a pretty good position by fighting Reece McLaren. And when I beat him, I think that I'm going to be in a better position and fight Adriano Moraes for that flyweight title. Even if they wanted to give me Yuya Wakamatsu, I think that Yuya's a better matchup for me than Adriano too. So I think Yuya would be a better fight blockbuster wise if you're wanting to sell a fight, right, in Japan. So if me and Yuya went and fought in Japan for the inaugural flyweight title, then Adriano is on the back burner for a second, but at the same time, that puts a little bit more storyline onto the flyweight division and makes people want Adriano to be the champion a little bit more, you know?
Yeah,
Um, and,
I got you.
and I have history in Japan as well. I fought for World Series fighting, fought for Ryzen, fought for Pancrase. So the Japanese people know me, and I think that they like me as well. So going against Yuya would be great. I'm just giving myself more opportunity speaking, but Reese is the person that is in the way
Yeah.
right now. So Reese is a very tough fighter. He has beat the Who's of the flyweights, not Who Young, his last fight. Who is a beast, absolute G, comes out at a million miles an hour, tries to knock you out. But I think that I have a lot more on my tool belt, on my bat belt, than Reece McLaren at the end of the day. Reece does have great striking. His wrestling and his jiu-jitsu are good, but the guy isn't great anywhere. I think that I have a king and a queen, which is my jiu-jitsu and my wrestling, and the rest are pawns. I think that he has a lot of pawns on his chessboard.
You answered about like five of my questions there. I was gonna ask about Adriano. I mean, I was gonna ask if you've been told that beating Reece McLaren would give you a title shot, by anyone, or if you're just like expecting it kind of.
I want to call the shots, man.
Yeah.
That's how fighters get up in organizations, right? And I can call the shots and still have one championship call the shots, right? We can work together into doing things, right?
Yeah,
It's not
absolutely.
like this Reece McLaren thing. The Mikey Musumeci thing. I'm the one that made those matchups. I'm the one that's like, hey, put me up against Mikey Musumeci. Give me 3 months, I'll beat him. I did it in less than 3 weeks. I did get beat by Mikey, right? But who wouldn't? Who wouldn't get
Yeah.
beat by Mikey
Yeah.
Musumeci? You see him go against Chase Hooper just this past like little whatever roll. He tapped him out in like fucking
Yeah.
40 times. Mikey, if they didn't pull me away from those ropes, I wouldn't have been tapped out. And I think that Mikey knows that. Mikey knows I'm probably one of the toughest roles that he has had in one championship, let alone some of the toughest roles that he's had in about 3 or 4 years, because I know how to shut down jiu-jitsu, right? But when I go against Reece McLaren, I'm gonna try to shut everything that he has down. And I think that I can. Reece has a lot of great tools that he uses, but he he doesn't use them efficiently. And that's where I'm going to take Reece. I'm gonna take him into deep water. And I think that this last minute weight cut too might be a little bit more on him than what he thinks.
Hmm. Yeah, I was going to talk about the size difference. I mean, he'll have the 3-inch height and 5-inch reach advantage, but I mean, you have fought bigger opponents before, and I was going to say the wrestling. I mean, he's been taken down by Yuya Wakamatsu before, by Kairat Akhmatov. So, oh yeah, I was wondering if that's where you really see the big advantage in this fight, on the ground.
I always come with surprises, man. Even if somebody stops my ground game, I still come with surprises. I'm gonna be hitting him with everything but loose. There's gonna be no holes that are not filled. I'm gonna show him that I am the best mixed martial artist in the flyweight division and that he's ever faced. And he's definitely looking past me. I know that he's looking past me. He's just like, oh, really? This fucking guy? You're gonna bring this guy to fight me, right? Okay, yeah, we'll just see about that at the end of the day, Reece. And I think that you will see at the end of the day that I have the tools to beat you and that I have the tools to be the best in the world. And I have the tools that have maybe beat Demetrius Johnson.
Yeah, that would have been a great fight. Yeah, about Reese, has he said something in particular that makes you know he's looking past you, like that he's, expecting to fight for the belt next?
He's just saying that I'm a clown. He's saying that I just say things just to say them, and I'm just like, what have you looked at my career? Have you see like if I say things, I do them.
Hmm.
And I make sure that I leave a stamp on whoever watched me on whatever fight. And I'm gonna leave a stamp on Reece McLaren. Reece will understand that I how good I actually am. And that's what I want to prove to him most of all.
Yeah. Wow. I like the line. You're gonna leave a stamp on him. Um, Obviously, so like we're talking about a lot of flyweight stuff, like you fighting for the belt possibly there, but I mean, you still have unfinished business with Joshua Pacquiao, obviously. So like, I mean, have you gotten any word on his readiness to rematch, like after, have the trilogy fight after he won the belt via DQ? And would you rather fight, for the strawweight belt first or the flyweight belt first if you had to choose?
Yeah, I would love to fight Joshua in either, I think March. Like that's a year away from when we first fought. And I think it would be great for our storyline and our plot. Uh, I kind of want to do it in Qatar again or the Philippines, just for the simple fact he has a lot of fans over there, and I could really relay off of those fans and feed off of the energy of those fans. And I think that that's how I become the monkey god is like, oh, okay, I have all of these people up against me, right? And that's when I have to bring something out of me that that is different. That is not Jared Brooks. If you know who Jared Brooks is at home, I'm a completely, absolutely different person than where I am in my mixed martial arts career and where I am in one championship. But don't get it twisted. When I step in that cage, bro,
Yeah.
the monkey god does come out, and this right here, this is all talk, this is all spectacle, this is all something that might not might not happen, right? But at the same time, I want the people to understand that when you say you do something, you do it. And if I know I can do something, I know I can do it. And I know I can beat Reece McLaren on December 6th.
What you said about going into the Philippines, going into the enemy's home territory, and that helps you become the monkey god. That reminded me of one thing I did hear Reece McLaren say that I guess might be true. He said that he thinks you have to have like that edge to like dislike an opponent to have to fight them to really like psych yourself up to get into the combat mindset. I mean, so is that basically you saying like, yeah, that's true. You like having the antagonism there so you can rise and become the monkey god, like you said?
That isn't necessarily what it is. I would say it's more of like, oh shit, like you could really die. Like this is my. I'm not saying I'm a chameleon or anything like that, but that's my mask that I put on that I before I go and kill somebody. Jason Voorhees, he puts on a mask too. And he has to have that mask in order to kill somebody. And that's what I feel. I feel at
Yeah.
the end of the day. I feel like fighting is a sin at the end of the day, right? So I'm gonna sin against Reece McLaren, right? and I'm gonna talk it up. I'm gonna make him feel like, and this is more of a mental game, bro. This isn't me trying to portray and try to get into my own self. I'm trying to get into Reece McLaren, right? I get into Reece McLaren. I know me and Reece have a lot of things in common. His daughter's name's May. This is Naomi May, right? He's been working his whole life to get to where he needs to be. I've been working my whole life to where I need to be. Our styles they differ, but at the same time, I know where the similarities lie, and that's what I want to become. I want to become Reece McLaren so I can beat Reece McLaren, and that's what I meant when I was like, in order to beat Mikey Musumeci, you have to become Mikey Musumeci, and that's I study him. I study all of my opponents every single day. I know how they are. Reece is an amazing guy. He's an amazing father. I know that he hasn't had a mother growing up, or a father growing up. So seeing that, I have a super amount of respect for Reece at the end of the day. But when we go into that cage and I scream, my scream, that's different, bro. We are in a different landscape. I don't care who you are, you're trying to kill me. And that's when the monkey god comes out. I look at you in your eyes, you look at me in my eyes. Let's fucking go. I'm down with it.
What a what an intense way to say all that. I love it. I mean, I can absolutely see you're a different person now with your daughter, and then the mask definitely
Yeah,
comes on
yeah,
in the
yeah.
cage, man. Yeah, I mean, I think that takes us to the end of the time. So, and that's again, perfect way to end it. Just want to ask your prediction, official prediction. How do you get it done against Reece McLaren?
I think I get it done anyway, but loose. I'm gonna get it done nice and tight. I'm gonna get around his neck. It doesn't matter what round it is. I'm gonna get around that neck and I'm gonna finish the fight. And after Reese and I, we can have a couple of Australian beers or whatever he likes to drink.
All right, sounds great. Well, one Fight Night 26. Don't miss it. Thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thank you, Val. Hope you have an amazing night, brother, and amazing Thanksgiving.
You too, brother. Yeah, Thanksgiving. Oh man, about to be a crazy week. Actually, I got to go see some family. Have a good one, man.
All right, brother. Sorry to remind you.
Yeah.